We are back.
Good morning
Good morning.
from the Wilkerson family home.
Yes,
Not in your
as
office.
it always is.
Yes, it's a Sunday morning.
Yes.
So I wanted to jump back in bed and record this. So we are just chilling this morning.
I feel like you have a lot to get off your chest.
I asked about this podcast many times. I'm
You
excited
frequently
to record
I
it.
can't wait to say this on the podcast.
No, it's not one of those. It's not like a whippersnapper podcast.
But you have some. You had some stuff though. You had a couple things.
No, I just saw it was a great week. This was a great week. It was an awesome week. I'm excited to do our weekly recap and then move into the future.
Yes, because
and we will talk about some heavy stuff too, just so you know.
Yeah, I feel like you want to talk about sports.
I do want to talk about sports, but I'm going to talk about it so gently.
And your local Detroit viral moment.
Yes. Although you can't talk about that like sarcastically or weirdly.
What are you talking about?
Because of the content of it.
No, but you were proud of like it went somewhat viral.
I'm literally not proud of that. I was just letting you know that it did because I was fired up.
Yes, you're fired up.
I was very fired up. I used many bad words.
Oh, I thought you meant on the post, not on the post.
No, not on the post. Prior to the post, I used really bad words. You told me I had to apologize.
Yes, because sometimes you use words. I'm like, yeah, you shouldn't say that out loud.
But I did. I was very angry. So let's get into it. How was your week?
Good.
Yeah.
You wanted to start? When I hit the start, just go ahead and go straight to it.
Well, no, we got to talk about the week first.
We can go back. Great. We can like Tarantino. We can start middle and go back and go forward.
Oh,
like,
I don't love
we don't have to follow a linear path.
Well, really?
We don't have to follow a linear path.
I guess I didn't anticipate that.
We can go straight into
podcast.
stuff.
Well, so there was a school shooting this week in Minneapolis.
Yes.
And I was at work, and then there was an email that went through that said, hey, we're going to do a rosary for the school shooting in Annunciation, in Minneapolis, Annunciation Catholic School. And I was like, it stung me for two reasons. It stung me. First, I believe up until now, there has not been a school shooting at a Catholic school. And that was, you can fact check me, but I've heard that before, like when people are discussing safety, that these things have not happened yet at a Catholic school.
Fact check me.
Fact check me. You can fact check me while I talk. So that was the first thing. And then as the day unfolded and it became obvious that the shooting occurred at Mass, it was particularly stunning to me because last year we had a discussion with someone on our campus about the reality. By the way, this is like you're diving into really heaviness right at the beginning of this episode. Just so
that's what we do. We have hard times.
We had a discussion about how there is a point of vulnerability at Mass and that it was probably a really good idea for us to do an active shooter drill during Mass. Like that was on the radar of administration last year, that this is something that we actually need to figure out because it is such a different vulnerable place. And so, when this happened and I realized it was Mass, I was like, it was just really stunning and obviously super sad. And thankfully, Divine Child does a whole lot to keep us safe during Mass. But you have to live still, right? And so I got home and I turned on the news just to find the mayor talking about how prayer, like, he didn't say we don't need thoughts and prayer. He's like, this stuff about thoughts and prayer, these kids literally died while praying. And then several acquaintances that we know posted that on their social media. And I was hot because it is insane to me that anyone of faith, people that aren't of faith, I totally get it. Like you don't understand, but that anyone of faith would be so bold as to suggest that prayer is secondary to action. I'm okay with saying that they walk hand in hand. I'm okay with saying what I believe is that prayer is the most efficacious thing we can do.
Oh,
but I know,
big word.
But the reality that so many people we know think that you can legislate yourself out of evil is stunning to me. And again, people of faith being like, that we don't need thoughts and prayers at this moment. It's like one of those like little catchphrases that people aren't like understanding the depth of what they're saying when we live in a culture that is so tremendously evil. It's wild to me. And so I posted about that every time there's been a significant school shooting since Sandy Hook, I post the St. Michael prayer because I believe that is the most efficacious thing we can do, particularly when men and women, as part of their expression of evil, are choosing to kill children than to kill children at mass.
Yeah, seems like an intentional.
So there was a video. I don't know if you heard about the video. You don't really watch the news at all anymore, but the shooter made this like rambling video.
Well,
and
they said the shooter was a previous student at the school, which is how they
which how they knew everything
about it, what to do and when to do
that.
The
secretary's son is who the shooter was.
And I heard they shot through the windows or doors, and
barricaded the doors, and
yes, they didn't go in they weren't walk into mass. They
had stained glass
the doors
windows,
and they shot through the windows
and
mass.
Just kept shooting. Yeah,
correct.
And apparently, of course, it's one of those things where there's a lot of beauty in the horrific, where like, you know, teachers and older children were protecting younger children. And I mean, it's just the actual story I can't really think about too much because it's too hard to think about. But oh shoot, you got me off my train of thought. I was going to say something.
Well, I think in that realm, I think people, my guess is that those who have those talking points think that it's thoughts and prayers, they move on living their life. Like, it's just like a flailing kind of mention of like thoughts and prayers in it. So I think people are like,
oh, I know.
No, I don't want to hear like, what do you want to do? So I think there's like we need to do something. There needs to be an action. It can't just be like a thoughts and prayers and you move on. So that is my guess of when people say like, okay, we don't need your thoughts and prayers. No. But however, there is no like.
Yeah, I think people think that prayer is really an effective way to respond to things. I don't think people don't have faith. Like I get it. But what I was going to say is during this video where the shooter like rambled, a priest saw clips of it and other people. And basically, like, even my news that I always follow, Real News, No Bull-ish, said it was like demonic. Like he was like rambling with like a different voice at certain times. So like you and I believe in the reality of actual evil. Like,
well, it's in scripture. It's just it's not
so,
a question.
So I was really fired up. I posted about it. It's been shared many times on the socials for the Detroit Catholic circle. So it is viral in our little Catholic circle.
And it's not even like a you thing. Like that is, even in scripture, that's the response to evil is prayer.
Of course it is. I mean,
Jesus was very clear about in the face of evil, you should pray. Like, so it's not even like a controversial thing. Like if you believe this was an act of evil, then that's what the response should be.
But like the secondary piece to it is like, we are so far off base that there is an entire section of the United States that'd be like, thoughts and prayers are useless, or like, where's your action? Like, it just seems very hopeless to me that people cannot acknowledge that there is a spiritual reality to the evil that we're currently experiencing.
People don't believe in that.
Right. I know.
They don't believe in that,
which is why evil continues to flourish, which is why people literally believe we can legislate ourselves out of young adults killing children in schools, that with the right legislation, this won't occur.
If we didn't have guns,
but that's crazy. That's what I mean by legislation.
You don't have guns,
it's craziness. It's just craziness. So anyway.
Well, and that was the line from the movie Usual Suspect is, what's the greatest trick the devil ever did?
Convince the world that he
didn't exist, which is what's happening.
It's so true. So that was a low light of this week. Lots of prayers there. Good reminders, I think, to our schools, like doing everything we possibly can. I was really proud of Divine Child. They sent out an email to kind of highlight the safety measures that they take.
That happens I feel like after every school shooting, the school sends out reminders around, like, your kids are safe. These are all the things.
Yeah, but this one hit different, honey, because it was mass and because we go to all school masses.
But they do reminders around, like, we have security doors, like all the doors are locked. Like they do reminders.
Well, and our security officer, you know him, Rob Puckett, is my like actual hero in life. I said it to him when I started working there. I had to do one active shooter drill where I was in this vulnerable place, and it was my first year at Divine Child, and I actually got like really teary-eyed because it was one of the active shooter drills where kids are in the hallway. And during this drill, you have to get kids into classrooms as soon as possible. So you're kind of like yelling at them, get into the classroom, whatever door you can find. We do it once a year. It's an unsettling drill. Like they warn people about how unsettling it is. And I've talked to our safety officer so many times. He's a retired police officer. Like he's just a rock star. And I remember once he said to me, he's like, if something happens in our school, I am dead or the shooter is dead. There is no other option. Like he's that driven to protect us. And so he just can never retire. So I talked to him the next day about it. And like, you know, anytime these things happen, he's heightened. And he said, I don't think you'd mind me sharing. He's like, I hate the all school mass. He's like, I love it. Like, I love when we go to mass. He's like, but I hate it because he feels that's the most intense time weekly because otherwise we're locked in the building. People can't get into our buildings. Our doors are locked. Like, it's a very vulnerable time when you take kids across the parking lot to church. So, but what are you going to do? Not go to church?
Yeah, I mean, you can also say that about like kid pickup. I mean, after school.
Oh, I know. Yeah, no, those are the two. No, those
like,
are the 3 times. Yeah,
like after school pickup.
I've
like
thought
it's
about
like
that.
everyone's standing there.
I've thought about that. Yeah, those are the 3 vulnerable times on our campus that you can't control. But what do you do? I mean, you just got to live. So
yeah, correct. You can't do check-ins to let people in the mat.
But I also think, right, like then what happens is there is a little bit of a heightened nervousness about copycat realities. So like they, there's just a heightened reality. So, but anyway, that was a hard point of the week. We started school this week.
The grade school, yes.
And the high school started on Monday. Went great. I had my first week of teaching. I have a hot take.
You got to talk through that.
I have a hot take.
Yep.
I prefer the cart.
Oh.
I don't mind that around the classroom.
That's the difference because when it happened, you were hot to try it when it came to it.
So there were some teachers that were like, yo, I think you actually might like this. You don't have to decorate a classroom. You don't have to be in charge of a space. And that is very true. Yeah. Now, what's challenging about the moving teacher reality is that you have tech that you have to set up and it's, you know what I mean? It's just, you got to do it really quick because kids have to empty. You have 5 minutes. Students need to empty out of the classroom and then you need to enter into the classroom and set to be ready to go at the bell, right? Like you want to start teaching at the bell. But I'm a smart teacher.
Oh, and
want to hear why?
And humble.
And humble. I've done 2 things this week that I'm really proud of. One, I chose one person from each class that will set up the prayer space that will get to class 5 minutes, 2 minutes early.
Do they get extra participation
They
points?
do. They get 10 participation
points. That's called incentive.
Which is the equivalent of 2 participation assignments. And let's say we have like 10 participation assignments a month. So look at that.
I'm lost already.
The second thing that I did, are you really lost? Is this not riveting content?
That was just the participation.
The other thing is now everything needs to be uploaded online, right? So one of the things that I read this week is you need to make sure that teacher notes get uploaded online. So I upload my slides, right?
Yep.
But not notes with my slides. So I was like, well, I don't care. Kids can take notes. So I started the first day being like, guys, I'm uploading my slides. Your responsibility is to take notes. You're 16, 17 years old. But then I read several students like ISP helping plans say that they need teacher notes.
Oh.
So then for each class,
you violated it.
Each class I offered 10 points participation. If I could have one student who's really good at taking notes, take notes, and I'll upload their notes to the Schoology. Isn't that great?
There you go.
This semester is going to be incredible. I have a hot take, another one.
Go ahead.
I told my teaching partner who teaches all the males. I have all the females. Teaches all the males.
Which is easier?
Me?
Having all the girls
easier. 1,000,000% easier. I said to my teaching partner, I actually do not anticipate having one behavior issue this semester. And he said the same thing you did. He was like, oh, that's cute. That's cute. We'll see. I am telling you.
A little too early.
Here's the thing. I am quite good relationally with young women. Then there's no boys in the class, which challenges like self-esteem. So then kids have to act out when it's a mixed gender reality. And then third, let's say out of a class of 30, I've got 27 on board with me. The other 3 are just going to get there because I know the 3 that aren't engaged and I'm going to work with them. Like it's going to be good. It's going to be good. Let me give you an example. Par example. I was going to tell you this, but you wouldn't let me. You distracted me and talked over me. Are you ready? One of the things I'm doing is every Friday we go to Adoration.
Yep.
And I've made them all really pretty prayer journals, which they were so excited about their prayer journals, right?
Yep.
My rule is you have to write something, even if what you write is, I'm not going to answer this question to the question prompts I give you.
Yep.
I anticipated that probably 75% of the girls would do it. And probably 25% would say, I'm not going to answer this question. Would you like to know how many girls did not answer the question?
Wait, did they have to go back to you?
Mm-hmm, yeah. And they know I'm going to read them.
Oh,
and I'm going to respond.
I thought you were in there like private.
No. And they know it's not private. They know if they write anything, it needs to go to administration to escalate. Do you know how many girls chose not to do this?
All of them.
Chose not to?
Yes.
Incorrect.
Oh, like in defiance, they were like joined together.
No.
Go ahead.
No, guess sincerely. How many chose to opt out?
Half.
0. Every single girl wrote.
Are they like one
journal.
Sentence answers?
No. They're like reflections. Now, I had an atheist student. It was my favorite. I used it as an example the rest of the day. I had an atheist student that wrote, I don't know you, God. I don't believe in you. Here's the reasons why. But she still wrote it. then, honey.
Do you like write answers to them all and be like, hey, here's what
Yeah,
you're
I
wrong?
did. Yes, I did. I went through every single one. Now I have one more thing I need to say about my class, and then I'll move on. I'm fired up about teaching. The other thing is
It's still the first week.
Check it out. Check it out. The other thing we did, I know
can't
all
wait
these
till-
little, I know
I
all
can't
the
wait.
all the little teachers are like,
I can't wait until November when they help me like make them all upset and they all band against
and
you.
parents are emailing me.
And
Yeah,
then they know all the students like write.
I know you're
and,
right.
Like in like protest, they
Yeah.
write like the same sentence.
like we hate
Like
you.
all of them.
Period,
Like I will not answer this question. Like all of them.
You are
in
the worst,
protest because you
period.
give them like a bad example.
No, I got another thing to say to you, and then I'm going to be done about teaching, and then we can move to the next subject.
In protest.
The other thing we did this week is we went through something called the Kerygma, which is that we were created in love, captured by sin, rescued by Jesus, and now we have a response. Very easy. But for each of those words, I gave a scripture. The scripture that I gave for captured by sin was when Eve took the fruit, right?
Very easy. Because she's a woman, so it's
Satani,
sexist.
stop it. Satan says some things to her, like your God doesn't want you to have, knowledge of good and evil. I'm making this up. I don't have scripture in front of me right now.
That's in Genesis.
So I asked the girls, I said, what do you think he's actually tempting her with right now? And I had this sweet little girl second hour raise her hand and say, he is telling her that God is not to be trusted. And I'm telling you, honey, in all of my theological whatever over the course of the last 25 years, I have never heard a better answer that God's plan is not to be trusted. There is something better if you bump off of God's plan. There's something better for you. There's something that's going to bring you better happiness. So remember, I'm teaching a morality class. We're going to get into hard things in our class. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine when we jump into the Catholic Church's teaching on IVF, right?
Yep.
That's going to be a hard topic for children that are sitting in my class who were conceived through IVF. That's a hard thing to teach, right?
Or contraception.
Contraception, gender, all of these things we get into in this class. But the idea that there is a plan that is better than what God has established. So we're starting with this root. It's so beautiful. I have goosebumps right now. I'm so excited.
But you have to remember, these are 16-year-olds.
So what? What does that mean?
In terms of sometimes, some of them, this may be their first time hearing this.
I understand. Do you think I'm new to the club? Do you think I haven't worked with teenagers for 20 years? Are you literally saying
you haven't taught theology to teenagers?
Are you actually literally saying to me you have to remember these are teenagers? So anyways, a great week. Kids did good, it looks like. Our children?
We have some math packets that weren't turned in. That your daughter was thrown off by. She's
Mia or Juju?
Malia.
Yeah, Juju turned hers in.
Juju said I didn't. She's like, oh wait, actually I did turn it in.
She had a meltdown, and then Mrs. Lesser was like, yeah, you already turned that in. So Malia's we can't find, and it's very stressful to me that we can't find it.
There's a lot of pages.
Yeah, it's so annoying.
Put in a lot of work.
So she's going to have to put in a lot of work over the course of the next 24 hours. So that'll be great. Math packets. We got uniforms together. It was a pretty flawless week.
Yeah.
I posted a picture of you cleaned the bedroom for me without me anticipating it.
Oh, on Monday.
And that was really significant. That was the first day of school. There were a lot of moving pieces. That
was a half day, so I had to drop them off, and then.
So
that's new, right? So the half days are now 12:15 every time, which is very convenient because that was always a challenge of okay, what kind of half? Is this 11:30 half days, or 12 o'clock half days? So. But it was I appreciate that they said now they're all the same time.
Right. The kids were like, can we come
I'm the one that has to pick them up.
Right. They were like, can we come to school with you? And I'm like, that is actually not a thing anymore. I am in a classroom.
And you can't call me throughout the day anymore or text me.
Let me tell you something.
Actually, you respond to everyone else except for me. I've learned that this week.
Let me tell you something else that was a trip. I have a duty station during lunch where I sit at a desk by the lunchroom. And I looked up and our son was walking towards me because he goes to the high school. That is crazy. It actually does something physically to me, I think, as a mother heart to see my kid in the space that I'm at. It's really great.
Well, and guess what? Next year, you're going to have 2 of them.
I can't believe God figured that out.
In 3 years, you'll have 3 of them.
Can you tell the people that I did send you a message on Thursday at school where I said, I cannot believe this is the life that I get to live. I am so deeply satisfied right now.
Yes, you're welcome.
Yeah. Being into the same school as my kids is magical. All right, let's dive in.
And he got lunch. That was a big question, was how does the lunch
program work? He would really like a lot more money for lunch than you're providing him.
Sorry, I got 5 kids. I don't know. I gotta check.
Here's the thing that
did they send out the lunch?
I don't know. Here's the thing that is tricky, and I'm not making excuses. because we have 5 kids, we do things a little bit differently. So like there are kids that just get to like buy what they want for lunch, and that is not his reality. And
Nope.
so I think it is, but that's good for character. I understand.
Correct.
That. And I'm way too sympathetic to that. I'm more
Too much
sympathetic
to
than I
him.
thought it would be. Growing up, my parents were like, great, like that's not your reality. End of
Exactly. That's how
subject.
you create weenies.
But
You're
for
like,
some reason, I'm like, oh, I feel bad for him that he has this like.
but the
whatever.
problem is he doesn't realize
I
that
know.
he gets a lot
I
of
know.
privileges afforded to him.
You know what? We're going to get into the football game that we went to yesterday, but I was deeply concerned when we got home. I don't think any of those boys thanked you for taking them to a Michigan football game.
Right. And who do you think that's
You.
that's because of
do
you
too
or me
much.
that they don't show appreciation?
You. So let's get into football. Stop looking at the lunch menu right now. That's like we're not looking at the lunch menu.
No,
Stop
here's
it. What are you doing?
I was talking about someone this week because we were talking about how much like information the schools send out. And I said, I have to. No, this person at a different school because they have multiple kids. They're sure like I get like 20 something emails. Actually, DC is pretty good. We get teachers' emails. We get a weekly one. So I was saying is that I have to pay attention because I've been burned many times where I didn't read like the weekly email, and that's when they talk about the lunch orders. So there's many months where our kids got no school like hot lunches because I completely missed the school email. So I remember that September starts tomorrow, and they're supposed to have hot lunch in September. So
here's a pro tip that we should share with incoming families to Divine Child. The weekly email is the most important.
Yes.
No, the weekly for weekend preview in the high school, the
Correct.
weekly email, like all the other ones, like you can be like, great. I'm glad to know what my kid is doing in English. No offense, English teachers. But what's really important is the content that we need for the week. So can you stop doing lunch menu right now? Or we can pause the podcast.
No, I was just double checking because I was just remembering that. You're right. So let's talk about football. So let's just go backwards because I feel like we have football backwards. We have like 3 different footballs. We have Michigan, we have college football Michigan, you have high school varsity,
right.
You have CYO, and we have high school JV.
Let's start with high school JV.
That was Wednesday.
All right,
so we're going forward.
Forwards.
All right.
Yeah, so Wednesday was our son's first JV football game.
In Chelsea, which
is not close.
Like 45.
Do you know what's crazy?
In traffic too. That was like a 6 o'clock game. That was during traffic.
It's crazy that our high school varsity football coach goes to all the JV games too. Like his life is nuts. So anyways, we went out to Chelsea. I didn't know if Aaron would get playtime. You don't know these things, right? They started a half hour late. To know that was nobody's fault, like on our end. We got there and they started late.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if he was going to get playtime. That's a hard thing as a mom to like be watching a game. Like it all is fair in love and war, but you want your kid to get in, particularly if your kid thinks he's going to get in. So first half, he didn't get in at all.
Which we expected. I think we all knew that.
I just didn't, and I don't know if he did.
No, I knew he wasn't getting
his read of where he is there's 2 starting corners, and he is right underneath the starting corners, which is fine as a freshman. Like that's exactly where he should be. That was his read. He's so cute. I love him so much, Aaron, because like I don't know if you noticed this, but the whole team stands together. And he stands about 10 feet off of them so that he can watch the whole game. Like number 14 is locked in on the field. The game was great. It was close. Third quarter, about halfway through, the game was close. And this is important because everybody gets in when the game is not close. Third quarter, game is close. They put Aaron in the game. And he played, I think he said he played like six plays maybe. Like it was 2 full series he played. He didn't have anything come his way, but he did his job.
I had to leave, so I left at halftime.
Right, so you didn't get to see your son go out on the field as a high school student for the first time.
Because the game started late, and I had to. Because remember we're divide and conquer.
Yeah.
So
it was so late. Yeah.
So whilst he's
right,
whilst he's at the game, I had to drop off Joey and John Paul for CYO practice, and then I had to drive to Chelsea. Then my dad brought them home.
Right.
From
the
practice.
Away games are going to be really tricky for.
And then I had to be there because if you didn't get home until
I get home like 10.
10.
You get home
and then I had to go because they weren't back yet. So I had to get home and make sure they were situated. I brought the girls home.
I said I would have picked them up from the high school. You offered.
Yeah, it took them a while to get home though.
Well, the thing is, sleep is really hard for me, so I need to be able to like wind down before I can fall asleep. That was really kind of you to get them. So, it was great. They lost. I won't Monday morning quarterback it. I have some thoughts, but they lost the game. They will play again this week. Is this week home or away?
I think it's a home game.
I hope so. Because the way is far. I think it's away, maybe. I think it's really far away, actually. We'll have to look at our schedule. So that was great. Thursday were the CYO games. I have one hot take.
There were CYO home games.
Right. So we're gonna talk so gently about all this. So the first thing is John Paul's game. John Paul had a hard time. Let me tell you what our son wanted to do. He got one great hit. But he wanted the hero moment.
CYO was Friday.
Sorry, Friday. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Thursday was the high school game. We didn't go. And my high school players were like, Miss Wilkerson, you have to go. My cheerleaders.
No, you were there. Sorry. Actually.
What are you doing?
Sorry. You getting the order wrong.
No,
so
I'm not.
Wednesday was the JV game. Thursday was the
Friday. That.
But Aaron went. He was there. I dropped. Yes, he was there. And I got him at halftime because we had a fantasy football draft.
Okay, but we weren't there.
You said that we didn't go. I'm saying he went.
He went. Our kid Correct. Went. I didn't go. I wanted to go because I wanted to see the kids.
But it was a blowout. I mean, by the time I got there, it was already like 35-0, like at halftime. So,
but I watched it on TV. It's cute knowing these kids that play. Like, as a campus minister, I know most of them. And so we have one boy, I think the entire time. He decided he wanted to play football. He had never played football before. He's been working out for like 7 months to be able to play. He's fine, but he's never going to be a starter. He knows this. And he didn't think he was going to get on the field. But because they blew out Mumford, he got to play. And that was awesome to see. I was really excited for him. It was really excited for him.
Yeah, let's get on the field.
Yeah. So that was that game. And then CYO games on Friday.
CYO was on Friday.
I feel like this recap might be boring for
Which
people.
were night games. So it was 5 o'clock and then 7 o'clock. So those were later ones.
So John Paul had a really good hit. Then John Paul's challenge during his football game is that he wants to be the hero. So he wants to strip the ball instead of like tackling people. So he learned though, because he screwed up a lot of tackles going for the ball instead of, what do you call it? Wrapping them up.
Yeah.
And so
the person.
He'll learn and he'll be fine. He was a punter, which he was so excited about. Missed the what do you call it? Like he didn't get it.
They snapped it and then he kind of dropped it and then
he fell on it.
They lost
though.
the fumble. No, they lost.
Oh, did it turn over? Was it a turnover? Okay, so he caused a turnover. That's great. So he had a really successful game.
But he played a lot. He got a lot of playing time.
You know what? And I will tell you, he came off the field feeling good about himself, and I was surprised at that. I thought he was going to come off the field because I'm a freak in the stands. So first of all, I scream, and apparently the hot mic like caught me. So then I was screaming on the actual PA, which is so embarrassing. But then I'm always screaming to John Paul, have fun, because he gets so intense that he's not having fun. And then he doesn't play well. So I'm like, have fun, like shake it off. You're good. And so he had his game and it was great. And then Joey had his game. And I have one take that I'm going to share about Joey's game.
Yep.
He has a coach that I love so much. His name is Coach Sean. I have talked about him before on the podcast. And what I love about Coach Sean is that it is radically obvious to me that Coach Sean cares about the development of the young men that he's coaching versus his own ego in winning the game. And there's a difference in coaching sometimes. And Coach Sean was huge for him on Friday night. So he had some disappointments, and I'm thankful for Coach Sean on that team. And that is all I have to say about that.
Yeah.
So good job, Coach Sean. Coaching is a fascinating thing as we've watched it over the last.
And your brother said the same yesterday.
6 years. Yeah, we had a really good conversation. Yeah. Yeah. My brother coaches for a different team, and he said it's just so obvious. It's just so obvious. I'm going to keep it really positive. The coaches that are really in it for character development.
It's kind of like like when you watch these like bad Christian sports movies and you see like everyone thinks of like Remember the Titans, like, oh, it's gonna be amazing like that, or these like was it Facing the Giants when you pray your way to a national state championship, and it's different. It's not like that. There's a spectrum when it comes to the coaching range, which is why I would never do it. Like I have zero interest in ever coaching. So I give respects to those that do it. So.
Yeah, I give respects to some of those that do it. And so but I left on Friday feeling very thankful and I'm so glad he chose the corner position. So that's his coach. Like that's because it's hard for kids when they have a game that does not go their way or they don't expect what happens. And I'll just say it's.
So I guess, so my take on sports is
careful.
Like we kind of have this culture where every kid thinks that, they're amazing, they're awesome, they're being told how awesome they are. Oh, you're so fast, you're so good.
I feel like sometimes they're being told how terrible they are and what terrible children they are.
Let me get there.
Okay, go ahead.
So I think a lot of kids feel that they should just be the star players, they should play every single time. But it's not like sports, like when it comes to basketball, there's 5 kids on the field anytime. When it comes to football, there's 11 kids on the field.
Right.
So the vast majority of kids are not going to play or they're
Yep.
not going to be very good at it. But to me, it's like, that's fine. So then you find the things that you are. So yeah, it's fine that you enjoy it. But then if you're not very good at it, it's fine to be on the team and you get on a couple plays, but you find the things that you are really good at.
Where you and I differ, though, and I've tried to say this
So
to
to me,
you like
it's a both.
17 times in the last 3 days, is that, or get better at what you're doing.
If
So,
you're
like,
able to, but there's physical.
no, I think most kids at CYO level can get better. They can work out, they can run, they can get better.
You can't make yourself bigger though. Like you
Totally.
can't make yourself taller.
But there's small kids that are good at football. The challenge is, if you don't want to get better, if you don't want to put in off time, that's fine. Then you're just not going to play. I literally zero care about my kids' play time. Really, I don't. I'm
saying like some kids. My point is, some kids do and some parents do.
Right. Yes.
My point is, like, I'm not going to go all in on sports and say this is the only thing you do. My point is, hey, if you want to go in, that's great. But if you realize that you can only get so bigger and faster, then you do this. Plus, you find the thing that you're good at. This could be your.
You and I are crystal
this could be your number 2. Right. Your number 1 could be for Joey. It could be theater. It could be something else. Like, find the thing that you're like, I'm really good at that. I'm passionate about that one. And this sports thing or football could be your number 2.
But I am deeply,
hey, I like wearing a jersey. I like going to practice. But like, you don't make yourself too upset if you don't get to play. You're not that good at it.
But I am deeply convinced that when it comes to CYO sports, the majority of kids, unless they have an emotional issue, should be leaving games and practices feeling good about themselves. And if they're not, if the majority of kids are, and that doesn't mean feeling like they're going to be the star player, the majority of kids should be leaving the field, leaving the court, leaving the track, feeling good about themselves at little kid sports. And if they're not, there's an imbalance. And so that is why, honestly, I don't want to fight with you on this.
I'm not fighting. No,
that is why I'm thankful for Coach Sean, because Coach Sean says to, and then you can say whatever you want. Coach Sean says to a kid like ours, dude, you did good, change here, adjust here. Like, he builds him up. So even though he has a disappointing game, he can feel good about himself. Coaches who are in it for their own ego or their own wins are incapable of doing that. And it's a very weird phenomenon in sports.
I'm saying that I'm just saying that sports culture has blown that up years ago. Like, this is not a new thing. Like, that is a problem with sports culture. And it's about winning games. You're putting the kids you think are going to win there. And you're being taught that you need to yell at kids. I think it's like examples of like, well, in the NFL, so-and-so yells at this player and that make them better. So that's great. But like, these are younger kids. These aren't like college kids.
And to be clear,
adults.
I want the kids to win. I don't think you have to motivate by making kids feel bad about themselves. And again, I'm so glad that Coach Sean doesn't do that. So that was our Friday experience. We went home tired. It was a long day of football. And a different type of football. It's going to be a weird season. CYO is going to be a weird season. It's going to be a weird season, but whatever. Then into
sports.
Yesterday.
We talked about your Michigan thing last year, but however, that's probably in the vault. So
what we talked about though last year, after the Michigan game, is how you absolutely ruined it through your stank A attitude. And what I want to say is that yesterday,
did you want to tell me to put my ish in the bag and take it out? We got in a fight.
What?
I was referencing our episode last week.
Oh, that's funny. That's really funny. I didn't get it. I will say that you did not ruin yesterday with your stank A attitude. You pretended for me. You even had fun yesterday.
I would have enjoyed it just as much as at home.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
We feel differently about that. I am in the camp. I am in my 40s now. I am in you know what? Like, this is nice, but I could also watch this at home and have my own bathroom and like get food and drinks at a fraction of the cost. So it is. I do that for you. I go to these games for you
and the boys
and their enjoyment. However, if I never had to go there, I'd be fine.
Yeah, you got good seats. You put us way down lower in the bowl than we're used to. We got to see Bryce Underwood, who is the $10 million quarterback.
He's $13
million quarterback.
Anyways,
he's paid a lot of money to throw a ball.
He did very good.
He did great. The team's sloppy. I think it's going to kill us. I could not believe how many penalties we had. It actually was crazy.
They have a lot of new players.
I know, but that is undisciplined, and it's going to kill us. That's fine when you're playing a team like New Mexico. No offense, New Mexico.
So you think that Michigan should hire Coach Sean? That's what you're saying?
Oh, yes. Oh, the other thing about Coach Sean, if I can just say, I told you this. They're lining up for the national anthem, and some of the boys were like holding their helmets down, at their sides. And he goes through each boy, and he like tells them, straighten up, hold your helmet right. Like, that's the kind of stuff I want from a coach at Little Kid Sports. I love Coach Sean. So we won. yesterday at the Michigan game. We had fun. We tailgated with my brother.
Mm-hmm.
It was good. It was a great week. This was a great week. I think every week too should have Fridays and Mondays off. You know what I mean? Like 4-day work weeks. I think it would help. I think it would help.
That would be interesting.
I think it would help teachers, actually.
Oh,
I think it would
yeah.
help teachers.
Yeah, that would help teachers ease into the year.
Yeah, so it was a great week. And now, what do we got on tap? I'm sorry. I feel like I interrupted you a lot during the football thing. I had all kinds of feelings.
Yes, you feel a certain way about it, and
you feel less about it.
Well, I was told to Joey. Was it? I keep like it's funny at this point. I get the date because we have like football's like 4 days. I get all the days mixed up. This was Friday, so I told Joey was, hey, whatever happened. Remember, like you got play rehearsal, auditions coming up in 2 weeks, and I was like, we feel different about the school, the theater, but. I said, hey, you got a rehearsal coming up in a couple of weeks. It was a good musical. I said, there is no, because he's done very well. And I said, there are no guarantees, because there's only a couple like very good parts. And I said, hey, there are no guarantees you're going to get the part that you want. So you need to also start to prepare for that. If that's going to be your, like, you're really going after that. Just more of a reminder of, hey, this didn't work out, but get ready for the thing that you really are going to get passion and life from, that you really excel at. Like, go towards that one.
He definitely excels at theater, and he's good at theater. The only thing I didn't love about that,
it's not like a life, but theater's not a life goal. I don't see him like going to move to
it's just for fun.
Move to New York.
But what I didn't love about
he's
that,
good at it though.
But I don't want you to like tell him he can't be good at football. And that's what I feel like you did to be honest, that's what I feel like you did on Thursday. Like, oh, don't worry, you have theater. No, like you can still be good at football if that's what you want.
But there's like my point is there's only so much you can do. Like you can't, like there's only so much you can do any particular thing. So you do that, just like you in middle school. You sucked at basketball, but you know what? You were good at youth group.
Joseph has never lifted a weight. Joseph refuses to eat protein.
Correct.
Joseph has never worked on his speed. So the difference between your messaging, the difference between your messaging and mine is I went downstairs and I told Joey, like, you do have plays and musicals. And I said, but if you want football, start lifting weights tomorrow.
We're saying the same thing, but if he doesn't want to, he doesn't want to.
Start eating protein tomorrow. So my messaging was, you can do anything you want to do, but you have to put effort there. Your messaging was, you're just not going to be good at this.
I don't believe in you can do anything you want to, especially when it comes to physical activity.
I do.
There's laws of physics that are at play, and there's only so much you can do.
Yeah, I disagree with you. I think that Joey with hard work could absolutely be a starting corner with hard work, but he doesn't want to do the work, which is fine. If you don't want to do the work, then you got other things that you're good at.
That's all I'm saying.
You said that he can't do it.
I didn't say he can't. I'm saying
you said there's limited amounts, and his
but he also
physical
doesn't
body.
Want to.
I think he might want to, or I want him to be empowered to say, "You're right, Mom. I don't want to lift weights. I don't want to eat protein. I don't want to work."
It's actions speak louder than words.
Because one way he steps away feeling empowered, like I made a decision regarding my time. The other way he ends up feeling bad about himself, like I wasn't good enough. No, like you made a choice not to go all into football. And so, that's all I'm saying. I do believe that if he did those three things, if he lifted weight, if he worked on speed, and if he ate right protein, he could be way better.
I just feel that in middle school, you were not allowed on the basketball team. And you transitioned from that career into youth group, which you're much better at. You're much better at Jesus and theology than you were at basketball.
You're trying to hurt my feelings.
And I think even you realize there's only so much you would be able to do when it comes to middle school basketball.
Your dad
pivoted towards religion. You pivoted towards youth group.
Your dad told our children
that led you to the woman you are today.
Your dad told our children.
What if your mom said, you really need to double down on basketball?
Your dad told our children this week that he is ultimately disappointed in you, that you were a baseball player. And he said he wished that he would have encouraged you to invest more in it because sophomore year you quit baseball to play the clarinet.
That's not true. None of that's true.
Your dad thinks that you actually could have been good at baseball, but you were like, but the clarinet is calling me. I need to go to Blue Lakes. And that is fine, as you're saying. You chose to opt out.
None of that is true.
Can you admit that your father said to my boys this week, like, I really wish I would have pushed your dad harder at baseball?
None of that is true.
Is that true? But instead, you're like, no, I'm not great initially, so I'm going to go play the clarinet. And that's what you're trying to put in our kids' head. Like, you're not great initially, so go do theater.
That's not true.
Maybe, but also maybe get better.
None of that is true.
It's so funny that you play the clarinet. It's so funny. Can you actually
do you think in
our podcast?
You're like splitting.
Could you give us a little oh no, you don't own a clarinet anymore, do you? Do you own a clarinet with a reed?
I stopped when I was 15.
But you had a clarinet when we got married.
No, I didn't.
Did you play
That's a
one of the
lie.
kids? I've seen you put a reed on and do.
That is not true. I have never.
Could you tell the people that you went to Blue Lakes for the clarinet?
There's no S at the end. It's just
Blue Lake for the clarinet.
Yes, when I was 15, when I stopped. I stopped when I was 15. I played clarinet for 2 years in high school, and I stopped another 2 years in high school, played something else.
When you were choosing the clarinet, though, because I'm sure you were chosen, it wasn't assigned. Were you like,
No, it
this
was
is a
assigned.
super
It was
masculine
assigned.
instrument? Is that what you were thinking?
No, it was assigned.
Okay. How did you end up at the clarinet?
It was fourth grade.
Okay.
So we had a music teacher. Her name was Miss Bliss.
Love her. Bliss?
Bliss, Bliss.
That's great.
What
a name.
Actually, that wasn't her. That was a teacher from Saved by the Bell.
Oh, that's weird that you just
her name was, I can't remember her name was.
Really awkward. Did you actually think her name was Miss Bliss?
I feel like it was something similar
to that. That is a seizure. Okay.
So it was fourth grade, and they invite us in the classroom and say, hey, do you guys want to play music instruments? We said, sure. So I wanted to play the saxophone, but they didn't have any saxophones left. They ran out of them. Because we went to a poor school in Detroit. So they only had so many saxophones.
Yeah.
So I was given the clarinet to play.
Okay.
So I played the clarinet.
I thought it was choice.
No.
I thought you were like, this one looks feminine.
So I played that in elementary school, middle school.
Yeah.
But in 8th grade, we
played the clarinet.
We didn't have a music program because I went to a poor middle school. we didn't have a band teacher, so we didn't have band that year.
Can we talk about the 2 miles that you had to walk from the school to your home that you showed me one day, and I was horrified?
Every day.
I was horrified when you showed me your walking path, and I pictured little 3rd grade Aaron walking this far. It was crazy.
Yes. I'm trying to think out loud. Yes, elementary school, I got dropped off every day. And only my first year, my brother was in middle school. He walked me home. But no, I walked home.
Oh, you were in 6th grade? I thought you were younger.
What?
You were in 6th grade when you had to do that walk that you showed me?
I was saying, no, I had 2 walk. I had elementary school walk. That's a little bit short.
Oh, you just had to get dropped off every day.
Because the first year, we had buses. My first year middle school, 6th grade. And then, because I went to a poor school district, they got rid of buses.
My gosh.
And then
systematic. This is systematic racism at the worst.
There's a theme. So 7th and 8th grade, I had to walk home every single day. It was a good 1.5 to 2 miles.
I feel like that might be an exaggeration.
Every day. I will double check.
2 miles seems like that's a lot. It's a big
So rain, sleet, or snow.
Yeah. Yeah.
You had to walk home every day.
And then you played the trombone for the rest of your time.
Correct. I played the trombone and the bassoon 11th and 12th grade.
That's great.
So when you say that I played clarinet,
jazz band,
when you say that I played clarinet, that was only for 2 years in high school.
Sometimes the kids and I will march around the house playing fake clarinets next to you.
But you know what? That served you well.
It did.
So
I'm
let's
very
just keep
thankful.
that in mind.
I'm thankful that you went to nerd school and you played the clarinet.
Exactly. While you tried to haze me.
Great. What's on tap for this week? I don't know. I'm living life a quarter mile at a time. What do we got going on this week?
I mean,
I literally don't know.
I don't know. I mean, sports.
Besides that, maybe a little bit of a calmer week besides sports.
My dad turned 75 tomorrow.
Oh, that's right. We have your dad's.
It's his birthday.
75th birthday party. I wanted to print out some pictures today. We have to go to the store today so I can buy all those things.
Or tomorrow.
Yeah. Do you think it'll be open tomorrow?
Yeah.
Aldi? Great. We're going to go to Aldi.
Correct.
Okay, so sports, your dad's 75th birthday. I think that's it. Right?
I'm sure something will pop up. It always does.
What time are we at? Do you have any thing controversial you want to talk at?
43.5 minutes.
Oh, great. So we're finishing right up. Anything you want to say? Anything you want to talk about?
I don't think so.
Yeah. Our kids can't do anything they put their mind to. That's your messaging. Which is wild. Which is wild.
No, it's like, you know what? You may like the girl who doesn't like you, but why don't you go find the girl that actually likes you? You know? Don't try too hard with her. She doesn't like you.
You yesterday called me a 6 out of 10 to my brother, and I thought it was really mean. I actually thought that was really mean.
Have we told that story?
I think
the original story.
My brother was talking about it was really gross. Actually, the whole conversation was gross. I was a little disturbed by it, to be honest.
We don't need to go into details about it.
I won't, because especially because
your
sister
my brother has said similar things.
I think it is so weird. Yeah, my siblings have all talked about how their kids can do better when it comes to their significant others in terms of what they look like. It's the weirdest thing. I actually think it's the weirdest thing. Like, I don't think I will ever feel that way. I'm dead serious, honey. You can check me in years. If my sons or daughters found someone who loves the Lord, by the way, and is the ugliest person in the world, I don't think I would ever be like, it's just kind of weird that they've chosen to be with somebody that isn't super attractive. You're laughing. But then you're like in front of my brother, you're like, yeah, I can relate. Like, I can relate to that. And I don't understand.
No, it's the ongoing joke because you once said that you're a 6 out of 10.
Right. And then ever since then, you've continued
And I just
to
remind
make
you
me-
that you just call yourself diagnosed 6 out of 10,
Right.
like a solid D plus.
I've
solid
already
D.
see. I build you up. You tear me down constantly.
Oh, man.
But I will say, I always said I'm very thankful that you don't know how attractive you are because you are smoking hot.
Great.
I am
But,
with the
but your
smoking
thing
hot
was
dude.
like you're a 6 out of 10, but you have a great personality, so that just lifts you up.
Right.
So what if our son they have a great personality?
That's what I'm saying. I don't care I don't care the physical attractiveness or the people that they date. And you are right. Several of my siblings have talked about that. I think it's weird AF. Also, just so you know, I've told you, you're lucky. You're lucky I'm a 6 out of 10 physically right now. Because if I was a 10 out of 10 physically, along with my charming personality and hilarious humor, you'd be screwed.
Oh man,
Can you even imagine?
that's funny. But there are some guys you thirst after. There are some.
I do not thirst after anyone.
There are some DC parents. I'm not gonna say their names.
I do not thirst.
You've mentioned a couple.
You're crazy. That is the craziest thing I think you've ever said. Yeah, I'll be like, that person's really nice. This person's really handsome.
Yes, that's what I mean.
Right. Or handsome. That's fine. You say the same thing.
That's not true. I don't.
That is true. That is
don't do
true.
that.
No, you don't really.
No.
Anyway, that was a weird conversation. I don't know how we got there, but I'm not going to. I actually hope that if you want to be happy for the rest of your life, never make a pretty woman your wife. So from my personal point of view, get an ugly girl to marry you. That's going to be the mantra for my boys.
Okay.
I mean, I would never say that. Would you say that ever?
To them or to you?
To me. Like, I'm surprised Aaron didn't get somebody prettier.
No, I won't.
That is a very weird thing to say. And by the way, that is not what my sibling said. I am deeply exaggerating it, but it bordered on that. And I was like,
Yeah.
what, are we going to have to put this in the vault because I just said that?
Why?
Because
you didn't name them. That's fine. We cannot put everything in the vault. Everything. Then there's no show.
And by the way, these were about past people. This is not about anybody currently that any of my nieces and nephews are with. This was like when they were in high school. They'd be like, this one's cuter. This one needs. And I'm like, that's weird.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, we're done because I'm going to get us in trouble.
You're going to get us canceled again.
I know. All right. TTYL.
All right. Until next time.
Okay, bye.